Okay, solving equations with rational numbers. What are rational numbers again? Maybe if I keep asking this question numerous times throughout the year, we'll remember what a rational number is. Anybody remember what a rational number is? We just took a test last week on rational numbers. What was our test on last week?
Numbers.
Oh, we're in trouble. Monica.
Well, so they're decimals and fractions, but like any number that's not a whole number.
Okay, and actually rational numbers can be whole numbers. They can be. Most of the time we think of rational numbers as decimals and fractions. Okay, so today all of our equations that we work with are going to have decimals and fractions. Okay, so take a calculator out. Okay, take out a calculator. If you need one, come grab one, but you're going to want a calculator for this. It's going to make it 1,000 times easier. Okay? All right, so we're going to jump right in. We already know how to solve an equation. We already know what that looks like. We know how to show our work. You guys have done a good job of it. I think most of you could say, yeah, it's probably really not that bad showing your work. Some people yesterday actually said, found that it actually helped me. Oh, no kidding. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about, okay? So, looking at equations with decimals, the first thing we're going to do is draw our line and circle the letter. Just like we've been doing. Everybody do that. Draw the line, circle the letter. What's the goal of solving an equation? Go ahead. Isolate the variable. We want to get the letter by itself. So in order to get the M by itself, I have to get rid of the rest of this. How am I going to do that? Wyatt.
-4.6.
Yeah, it says plus 4.6. I'm going to put minus 4.6 on each side. Okay, draw the line. At that point, you guys, our calculator becomes our best friend. Let's not make this difficult. I can cross out the positive 4.6 and negative 4.6. We have M equals 9 minus 4.6. Monica. 4.4. Okay, that's the same as we've been doing. It just has a decimal now. And we're going to use our calculator to help us. Easy peasy, right? Okay. Look at the next one. Same thing. Draw a line. Circle the P. Okay, this time, what does it mean when that 8.2 and the P are right next to each other? What does that mean? Elise?
Multiply.
That means to multiply. So how are we going to solve this? Eli? Divide. What do I divide by? 8.2. Remember, we're not using the division sign like this. We're going to try to avoid that because we're big kids now, right? So we're going to divide by 8.2 on each side. Cross off the 8.2s. We have P equals, is my answer going to be negative or positive? Negative. And 32.8 divided by 8.2, 4. Right? So the answer is negative 4. P equals negative 4. Okay, so far so good? Okay. Let's do one more decimal one. Draw a line by the equal sign. Circle the X. What does this one mean? Elise? You have to multiply. This means dividing. To undo dividing, we're going to multiply each side by 1.2. Cross off the 1.2s. We have X equals, back to our calculator, 18. 15 times 1.2, X equals 18. All right, are we okay with that? Decimals are easy because we get to use our calculator. Okay? Now, flip the page. We're going to deal with fractions. Okay? Now, fractions doesn't have to be hard, but I also know fractions takes us a little bit more time, right? So the process doesn't change. Okay, we're still going to draw the line, circle the N. I have to get rid of the 2 sevenths. How am I going to do that? How am I going to get rid of the 2 sevenths? Monica?
-2/7.
Yeah. This is plus 2 sevenths, so I'm going to put negative 2 sevenths on each side. These cross off. We have N equals. Okay, now personally, you guys, this is what I have to do. You're going to have extra workspace on your paper. For me, I need to take this problem right here and rewrite it off to the side and do it. That makes it a whole lot easier for me. So I'm going to do negative 3 sevenths plus negative 2 sevenths. Okay? If needed. Guess what you all should have in your binder yet? The sheet right here. Right? If needed, you all should have this sheet yet. This flow chart. That can help you. Okay, we're adding fractions. Improper, do I need a common denominator? I've already got a common denominator, so I just add the numerators. What's negative 3 plus negative 2? So the answer is negative 5 over 7. N equals negative 5 sevenths. Done. Okay. It's not going to hurt you to take the problem over to the side and rewrite it. Okay? Check out the next one. Draw a line by the equal sign, circle the Y. Okay, how do I get rid of the minus 1/6? Plus 1/6. So we're going to put plus 1/6 on each side. These cancel out, so I have Y equals. Now I have to do 2/3 plus 1/6. Okay, when you see a fraction problem like this, what are you doing? Common denominator or butterfly. I'm going to use butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to do this. 18, 3, 12. I'm adding. Right, we multiply, multiply, multiply for the butterfly method. We add the numerators. 12 plus 3 is 15. Can I simplify that? Absolutely, we can divide by 3. So we end up with 5 over 6. Now I'm going to come back over here and write my answer. Y equals 5/6. Done. Okay, last problem. Draw the line, circle the X. Okay, what does this problem, what are we doing in this problem? Monica? Multiplying, right? Okay, what's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. But with fractions, do we ever really divide fractions? What do we do? Yeah. So solving with fractions and multiplying. Okay, you're going to flip the second guy and multiply. Right? That's what we did. If I just flip this, if I write times 6 over 5, do you see what happens? What happens as soon as I flip it? It cross cancels. Everybody see that? I can cancel, cancel. I have X. Everybody agree? So I just flipped it and multiplied. I have to do the same thing on the other side. What I do to one side, I have to do the other. Can I simplify anything? If I rewrote this problem over here, 5 over 8 times 6 over 5. Can I simplify anything? Absolutely. What can I simplify? The 5s to a 1 and a 1. The 6 and the 8 can both be divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Multiply straight across. That's 3/4. X equals 3/4. Would have it been okay if I would have multiplied straight across from the beginning? Yeah, I could have done 5 times 6 is 30, 8 times 5 is 40, and then simplified, and you still get 3/4. Okay, we're gonna do one more. One more. Okay, the problem is going to be, okay, negative 9/80 equals 3/4 x. Write that problem down. And there's a blank space there. Okay, draw the line, circle the x. We have to get rid of what's next to the x. How do we get rid of that? Elise. Divide by 3/4. But remember, with fractions, we don't really divide. We're going to flip it and multiply. Okay? So we really just want to flip this and multiply. So I'm going to put times 4/3. Because remember, it's all about canceling it out. So if I can get rid of it. If I do that, I can cancel out the 4s, I can cancel out the 3s. I'm going to multiply the other side by the same thing. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Can you simplify anything? Absolutely. We can simplify in both directions here. I can simplify the 4 and the 80. What's 80 divided by 4? 20. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Can you simplify the 3 and the 9? Yep. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Multiply straight across. What do you get? Monica. Negative 3/20 equals, on the other side we have x. There's your answer. Okay. It is super important that you take your time. Okay. Yesterday the assignment went really super fast. And everybody was done with it within about 10 or 15 minutes. Today's assignment might take a little bit longer. Okay, but you do need to take your time and not rush through it. Okay?